I mean, we'll at least
gentlemen,
start with the.
See, this is why I was saying shush. I was saying shush because I was starting, and now you're chatting. Now this has to stay in.
He had to lead us in.
Gosh. Just when I think you were increasing your hosting abilities. But no matter. It's okay. It's a beautiful mid-March afternoon now of 2025. Gentlemen, it's starting to get a little bit warmer out now outside. My allergies are starting to flare up a little bit with the changing of the seasons, but it just means that baseball's on the way. You know what I mean? That's the bright side of all of this. I can deal with the allergies.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait, quite frankly. Opening day, I mean, it's right here, fellas. It's right in front of us. I'm kind of just ready to put the last 3 years in our rear view and get started. I don't know what else to say.
Ending of at the end of 24, you know what I mean? Just a third straight year of crashing out around August. You know that it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. But Jake, you ever heard the phrase "distance makes the heart grow fonder" and "time heals all wounds"? That's what we're looking at right now. You know, just a couple of days away until opening day and the first Fenway trip of the year, that first Fenway Frank.
Big off-season additions.
Yeah, we can get into that in a little bit. You know, obviously that's invigorated some excitement for the club, and we can get into that in a couple moments. But Jake, you know, you starting to get that spring fever? You starting to feel pumped?
No, I'm not. I'll see how.
Interesting.
It's been a long 3 years.
I know,
but an even longer winter. And an even longer winter, huh?
Yeah.
Like, listen. I understand. We first of all, this is Pod on Lansdowne. Welcome to the first episode of the 2025 season. I am Jameel Weeks, aka Fitz. We're joined by David Prometheus (parentheses from Prometheus), aka Liam, as well as Walter Covenant (parentheses from Alien Covenant), aka Jake. Pod on Lansdowne. Good to have you here at the start of this. This is our fourth season of doing this together, gentlemen. The start of the 20th.
Can you believe it?
It's
Can
crazy.
You believe it?
Wow, it feels like just yesterday I was reaching out to you folks on DM and saying,
will we have a winning season of Pod on Lansdowne?
No playoff games to show for it.
To be fair, I think, Jake, I know you're being the sour guy right now, kind of being a counteracting to Liam and I.
Me?
Yes. I understand that the 24 Sox finished 80 and 82, but that's an improvement based off of 22 and 23. Okay? We're trending in the right direction.
2 games.
That's progress.
Yeah, maybe this year they'll be 500.
You're expecting Teal to come up at the end of April, I'd say. You know, maybe we see Roman Anthony by Memorial Day. I understand that Meyer, you know, he ended last year. What was the issue with Meyer? I can't recall off the top of my head.
His lumbar, I believe. His lumbar.
That's pretty good memory.
I thought it was his tush.
Yeah.
That's a good memory, Liam, yeah. So is the Donk. Yeah, you know, he'll need a couple, you know, 150 at-bats or so, 200 ABs in AAA, but he'll be ready to go maybe by the All-Star break by then. Surely Trevor Story will be in the midst of his turnaround season, though, by then. So it might be a good problem to have.
Guys, it's pretty insane. I mean, we haven't even mentioned it, but Christian Campbell making the team out of spring training?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I was just going to say that. That's awesome.
What a rise. You know, wasn't even on our radar this time last year, and now he's beating the big three to the big dance. So, you know, that's exciting, and expecting a lot out of Barry Bonds this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's you see this every now and again. I mean, Anthony had that leading up to the 23 season.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm just thinking back to that August 27th of last year. Christian Campbell actually hit a home run that night. Actually,
a 3-run bomb, right?
A 3-run bomb. Yeah, he hit that.
I thought it was a 2-run bomb.
No, Fitz, it was 3.
Wow.
A 3-run bomb.
Fitz, I had a vision of it just now. I just watched it in my brain.
It just came back to him.
I just saw it in my head.
It's a great memory. Yeah, there.
It's a steel trap. It's a steel trap.
Incredible. But no, I mean, he's every now and again you see guys just emerge out of the system. I mean, Mookie kind of came out of nowhere in the system, and obviously we know what he did in Boston. Roman Anthony, now he also gets a chance alongside Campbell to make that imprint after blasting onto the scene. You see that from the offensive side. You know, it's impressive. It's impressive stuff. Obviously, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention and give a thank you to the services of David Hamilton. I know acquiring Spencer Strider meant getting a lot.
Is he the headliner?
I understand, but decisions have to be made.
I mean, it's
shrewd piece of business by Breslow to understand. Okay, this is Spencer Strider. Maybe he's coming off of the injury. Maybe he's a bit rusty, but his upside, man, he's maybe the best pitcher in baseball.
And it's pretty cool.
That's a back-to-back Braves fleece job. I can see it already.
Well, and I was going to say, how cool is it that Strider will be able to pitch on the Red Sox with his former teammate, also Max Fried. That's so cool as well.
Yeah, I know they struck out on Sasaki, but finally.
Yeah, no, but Max Fried is a hell of a consolation prize, I think.
And look,
we needed a lefty. We needed a lefty real bad.
Exactly. You have to counteract that. Lefty, nice breaking ball sort of pitcher from Fried. He had a great curveball at one point in August. I think Pitcher List had it.
The rotation is not. I mean, the fact that Corbin Burns is your number 3. That's. I mean, Tanner Houck's your number 4. Cutter's your number 5. Is this the greatest team ever or not? The Boston Herald's getting ready to print that.
You've pushed Brian Bayo to the bullpen.
No.
I'm sorry. He was in the Spencer Strider's trade. Excuse me. Yeah, that's right.
And listen, we wish Roki Sasaki all the best of luck in Cincinnati. He's going to love it there. He's going to love Skyline Chili.
Yeah, the Dodgers thought they had it done, but the Reds snuck the mighty Reds, the big red machine.
Recruiting.
Yeah.
But,
awesome.
it's a revamp.
That's the Dom Smith difference, quite frankly.
Yeah, Dom Smith, I mean, signing that. Listen, I wouldn't have given him the contract, but good for him securing another 8-year deal. 9 figures to stay in. Awesome. I think it's the Queen City in Cincinnati. I think they call it the Queen City.
I think that's right.
Fitz, is that true?
I believe it is.
Let's fact check that.
I mean, Big Dom got himself a bag. He's still
Fitz. That's absolutely
29.
right.
Reds needed that left-handed back going into 25.
Can I just rattle off Cincinnati's nicknames? Shout out Cincinnati, home of Roki Sasaki.
Yes.
Let's hear them.
Okay, here they are. The birthplace of professional baseball. That must be why he wanted to go there. The Queen of the West.
He's a history buff.
Athens of the West. I don't know where they got that one.
Interesting.
I feel like
Cincy.
Athens of the West would have been
Athens, Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was going to actually say Memphis because don't they have the Parthenon there?
They do. They do. Yeah. Well, get ready for this one. Get ready for this one.
Well, in the Bass Pro Shop, right?
Well, but hold on. But Georgia's actually wicked further in the east. Like you would.
Yes, it is.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, that maybe explains why it stayed blue in the election a couple months ago.
Well, get ready for this. Crazy. Do you guys know where this comes from? Little Paris and the Paris of America.
Listen, I've been in Cincinnati. I don't get Paris at all.
No,
I'm sure that's got to be
the
families there, but
that's got to be FDR's interstate highway deal ruining what was once a beautiful walkable city. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wasn't that Eisenhower though who did?
Yeah, that wasn't FDR. FDR was dead, but
same thing.
We could blow right.
40s, 50s, forget it.
All right, and then the last one, other than the Queen City, is Porkopolis. Is officially a nickname. Pig.
Gotta come up with a better name than Porkopolis. That's like what a 5-year-old would think of when they're like in art class. Like and they draw a picture. This is Porkopolis.
I guess. Yeah.
But again, they got a good one.
Reds are going to be a problem. Reds are going to be a problem, guys. We'll see them in the World Series.
I think so. Yeah, them are the Dodgers. I'd say
a little 75 rematch, Liam. I love that revenge.
Yeah, that's right.
Finally.
We got to get them this time.
Listen,
50 years.
I've been waiting a long time. 50
years. Ooh, I'm gonna make a name for myself.
Listen, the Reds are going to be able to platoon Dom Smith with Pete Alonso there, lefty righty in that lineup.
They had a hell of an offseason.
they knew that this was their time to strike.
Yeah, with Bregman over at third as well.
Yes, yeah, shore up the defense a little bit there on the corners.
They're going to be special.
I got to say it's them or the Dodgers, but for this Red Sox season coming up for 25, again, I'm pretty optimistic. Jake, you seem pretty sour, especially given that pitching rotation. I think I'd say at least 82 wins are on the table for this team. Now, granted, if they have another August lull where they lose a 5-game series to the Toronto Blue Jays for the second consecutive year in late August, yeah, that might throw a wrench into things if the bullpen isn't shored up at the trade deadline for the 4th consecutive year. It might throw things into a tizzy, but I think they could at least get back to even 500.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's hard to believe, but that's 4 years in a row they had an August collapse. I don't know, but a lull. I mean, even the year 21, they made the playoffs. People forget August was a fucking nightmare.
They were under 500.
All they had was Renfroe and Bobby Dahlbeck. That's it.
They had it was the COVID. True. I mean, COVID played a part that year, but it was dark times. The 21.
Well, COVID's
August
maybe making us, but COVID 24 might be. I don't want to. This is me knocking on wood. I don't want it to impact this season. We already did it once, but you're already kind of seeing some spikes in some states. So.
No, it's the Mpox. It's the Mpox.
The Mpox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we gotta keep an eye on.
Let's come out of the bit for 1 second. It would have been a good bit. It would have been a good bit, and we can keep this in. But how funny would it have been if we were just like, yes, we sit here March 2025, a deadly pandemic has wiped out hundreds of thousands, but we're looking forward to the baseball season. We're excited.
Rob Manfred said we're still having a season, guys.
Yeah, Fitz is just like really somber. He's like, yeah, it's good.
No, that would have been real good world
rises.
building.
Yeah.
I walked through the streets.
CNN brings the ticker back.
Through blood and bone.
All right, let's go back. Yeah, so 20. I'm looking forward to it. The spring training was fun. Everybody looked good. Garrett Whitlock, unfortunately, did blow out his elbow again. That will be the third Tommy John surgery he needs. God bless him.
That's okay. That's why they brought Rich Hill back.
Yeah, right. They extended him yet again. Let this be a lesson to the trade deadline.
He's more machine than man.
Let this be a lesson to the front office to secure the rest of the bullpen. If you've already lost Whitlock going into 25, it's...
Yeah.
Again, if they want to get back to 83 wins, these are the moves they're going to have to make, the tough decisions they have to make. And they started with the Hamilton deal, but they gotta keep going from there.
The Hamilton deal, man, it's going to live forever.
Jake, who else was it? It was Hamilton. It was
Hamilton, Bayo.
So long ago, and I was so excited about getting Strider that I forgot.
Yeah, Hamilton, Brian Bayo went the other way.
I think there was like 2 other guys.
Connor Wong was in there, right?
No, Liam, you're mistaken. It was
Mickey Gasper.
It was Mickey Gasper. It was Mickey Gasper, and it was
you have a worse memory than me.
It was Rich Hill, actually. They actually
No. We extended Rich Hill.
Oh yeah, I know, and then we traded him. Yeah, we traded him.
It was a sign and trade. It was a sign and trade.
Was the reinforcement for Garrett Whitlock blowing out his elbow?
It's a sign and trade, Fitz. It's a sign and
trade. Did they
trade.
cut him in the offseason, then we brought him back, sort of?
I mean, Rich Hill, shades of 2008 Sabathia last September, I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough,
8-0.
but he was great.
So close to that Cy Young.
Yeah.
8-0?
Is that what you said? Yeah, somehow he made 8 starts in 30 games.
5 weeks.
Those are the only 8 games that the Red Sox won in that time.
He was like Cy Young out there, who's throwing every third day.
Well, that's like Sabathia literally did that towards the end with Milwaukee in 08. Like he was going every third day. It was absurd. Would never happen now.
Randy Johnson in Houston too. Crazy.
Yeah. Right. So.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, before we go to break here, gentlemen, we can get into the specifics. I mean, we have to get Lucy on for the full season preview episode. But just very quickly, as a tease for the audience, what do we think the Final Four is? Award picks for the year? Any Red Sox in the mix for any of them? I'd love to hear what you got for the 25 season.
Yeah, we'll just do AL.
Sure, let's just do AL.
Yeah, so, I mean... Of course, Max Fried, Cy Young.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Campbell,
Burns.
Max Fried, yeah.
Okay.
Jewish excellence. Christian Campbell, Rookie of the Year, of course. MVP, Jarren Duran, of course. What's the fourth award?
Manager.
Is it 4? Oh man.
Or I was gonna say like ALCS. World Series.
Manager will be interim manager Andrew Bailey after Alex Cora leaves, even though they extended
He
him.
gets fired at the halfway point of the season.
Yeah.
They said we can't afford another second half slump.
I said that's 4 years in a row, pal. Something's wrong here.
Now I gotta say, I know they had a tough season last year, but it was really shrewd business to go out and get Mike Trout to get him out of Anaheim. Now that he's on the south side of Chicago, I really think they have a chance to make it to the ALCS this year. I think it's going to be a battle of the laundry. Give me red versus white. Red Sox to win the pennant in the junior circuit. After only winning 83 games, they expanded the postseason again this year. There's five teams that make it. So 83 is enough to get you into the dance, and maybe we can get on a hot streak and see if we can do some damage that way. Liam, how about you?
Wait, were you saying the White Sox made the ALCS?
Yeah, they just got Trout, man, and he's healthy.
Yeah. The Trout-a-sons.
You think that's enough?
I would say so, man. He's a first
They
ballot Hall of Famer.
they were the worst team in the history of baseball last year.
Sure.
I mean,
but
you got to remember it
was
between Cincinnati and the White Sox for
I know.
Sasaki.
Just the White Sox had that 0-30 September. That's a hard thing to shake.
Yeah,
that's a hard thing to shake.
But they were able to make an enticing enough of an offer, and plus with all the Sasaki, the Bregman, getting Alonso into the lineup, and that huge contract they gave Dom, Cincinnati didn't want to go over the tax. So the White Sox actually had a little bit more leverage than I think you're giving them credit for.
Okay, sorry, you're right.
Yeah. So guys, sadly, I do think our beloved Red Sox make the playoffs. I do think they're going to come up short against the Sacramento A's, and you're going to see a Sacramento White Sox ALCS.
Wow, the lowest ratings in the history of sport.
And that's basically your World Series, because whoever comes out of the NL, either of those teams will dog walk them. So,
but listen, that series, that ALCS is going to be great for the fan.
It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be 03-04-esque. I gotta say, unforgettable
the budding
moments.
Of a new rivalry, 2 new powerhouses in the junior circuit.
Sacramento and the South Side going at it for the next 10 years.
Chills.
Yeah. Chills. This is how real it is to Pod on Lansdowne. You want to take a quick break, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. When we return, maybe we could do a little reminiscing on the 24 year before we turn the page into 25.
That's a good idea.
Sure.
We're back, and I gotta say, I'm actually pretty proud of us for getting nearly 18 minutes out of that bit.
It went a lot longer than I thought it was.
With a short interlude. With a short interlude in there.
I think we've exhausted it as far as we can go. I think that was pretty good. The people who didn't like it have already turned it off, and the people who did like it, the true fans, you're back now. So we appreciate the indulgence there, the performance theater. Again, Jake Fitz and Liam back here. Pod on Lansdowne at your service. We are on Twitter, as you very well might know. The show is at Pod on Lansdowne. I am at Fitzy Mopena. Liam is at Liam Fantasy _ Don't you dare fucking forget that underscore. And Jake is at Jake Wallinger. With a working laptop. He was having a little issues before the show.
Yeah, no, we were having some troubles there, but
another bold prediction for the 25 season. We will actually be referring to it as Twitter again. Not the artist formerly known as Twitter.
Officially?
That's my bold prediction for the 25 MLB season is
like Elon
X
goes
rebrands back to Twitter. Or Elon sells
okay.
it. One of the two.
Or he dies. Who gets
Could
Twitter
also
if he
happen.
dies? Do you think it's in his
Probably
will?
probably the banks that fucking
Probably
loaned
not
him all
any
that
of his
money.
kids that hate him.
XAE #12.
Yeah. What is it like? Archangel? Isn't that how you say it?
I have no idea.
It's the deacon from the trilobite from Prometheus.
Right. We'll have to get Grimes on. We'll get Grimes on to clarify.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have a question or comment for the show, you can leave us a voicemail by dialing. like Pavlov's dog. I don't even have to.
I wasn't here last week, so I think I may have lost it. On that.
He's rusty.
All right. 617-420-2431.
Nailed it. 617-420-2431.
I think I do have it now. I think I do really have it now.
Repetition. That's all it takes. We actually do have a voicemail here, gentlemen, and I think it segues perfectly into this conversation that we need to have.
Oh.
I'm scared.
It's pretty straightforward. Stuff.
Had a good run, didn't I? Yes, sirree. I was something, wasn't I? It's all gone now. It's all gone.
That's it.
Who was
What?
that? Did they
What was
say
that
it?
first part?
I think that was Nate. I think that was at 9:45 last night.
I had a good run, didn't I?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah. All right. Do we want to
that's
have?
That's a perfect way to lead into this conversation, gentlemen. Is it not?
Do we want to
Yeah.
have the wake right now? Are we ready for it?
No, I don't think so. You know what? Let's
I
start.
don't think
there.
we can have a. I don't think we can have a true wake until,
Mathematically
Well, it's-
eliminated.
or
Yeah, like,
even
it's still
until
on
like
life
we start to
support.
see the magic number.
Oh, the magic number.
They're going to be on hospice care now. Let's start here, Liam.
Yeah, yes, we're Jimmy Carter. We're in Jimmy Carter.
We're
territory.
gonna, well,
But
he's
he's
been
been
in hospice for
a long
2
time.
years.
He's not even opening his eyes.
Jake, let's revisit the overometer here. Again, 10 being
Yeah.
like it's mathematically over. It actually is over. 0 being
right.
we've never been more back. As a refresher, just for the fine folks
I
at
would
home.
say it's at like an 8.
8.
Yeah, I think.
Explain your reasoning.
So Liam and I were texting about this. We were all texting about this. We're looking at these schedules, and I can't find the path to victory. I'm like
There is
Trump
no path to 270.
Yeah, I'm like Trump looking for those votes in Georgia in 2020. I can't find them. I cannot find. Well, first off, I can't find 22 wins for us to get to 89. That's kind of what everyone says like you're gonna need. I can't find us to get to 22 wins, and I can't find the losses on the other end for Kansas City and Minnesota. I mean, I just think it's.
Oh, see, I've given up on Kansas City.
I think
Well, yeah. I mean,
Looking
yeah.
thoroughly
directly at
shifted my
Minnesota because you
focus
have 3
to-
games against them.
Yeah, and even then, it guys, it's not looking good.
I mean, if you could sweep them, I would say maybe you've got an outside shot. But it's still what? What are they up 5 on us right now?
Let's do the maths right here. Now we're recording.
That's a
this
lot.
Yeah, they're up 5. They're up 5.
That's a lot in 30 games. That's hard
yeah.
to do.
I mean, how many weeks is that? I mean, counting this week, that's 5 weeks.
Is
That's
this
5
the
weeks
Tom,
worth
the
of game.
Tom Karen index?
You need a game a week. Yeah, yes. We need Kornacki
right.
in here to break this down for us. Let's game this out a little bit. We're recording this at this. It is 8:06, 8:07. It actually just turned right now. Eastern
That's
Standard
important.
Time.
That's important.
Yeah, right.
We're 1 minute to midnight.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 90 seconds. Yeah, right.
The polls just closed.
Yeah, right. Wolf Blitzer, we can now confirm that the state of Massachusetts goes to the Reds.
Minnesota has 1. Pennsylvania.
Yeah, right. So again, it's 8:07 here. Sox are up 3-1 Tuesday evening after dropping 1 3/4 brutal games against the Toronto Blue Jays in this 5-game series of sorts after the restart there. But let's count this out. This is me knocking on wood, but this is with the assumption that the Red Sox win. I'm not saying I assume that they're going to win this game, but take that into account. That would bring them up to 68 wins, I believe, gentlemen. Is that the case? 68 wins.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And we need what, 89?
That's
I would
I've
say
seen
so.
that thrown
That's a
out as an
conservative-
Okay, let's call it
Yeah.
89.
Conservative number.
Okay.
Yeah. Fitz, try
You
and
have 2
find these
left
wins.
against Toronto there.
I looked around. I couldn't find them.
You can, if you
Search
say you got
high
to
and low.
69 even here. 69 against
Oh,
Toronto. First
see,
of all,
I think that's being too generous already.
I'm just, again, you may not even get it here. I'm trying to map this out a little bit, how you could get to 89. And then I have a point afterwards after going through it. So let's go through it, okay? You would need 2 or 3 against Detroit, in Detroit, to get you to 71. Okay.
who I didn't realize is actually on fire right now.
Yeah, they're looking a lot better.
Their run differential's better than us. They're only a game and a half behind us right now at 66 and 66. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Like, if we get Scooble in one of those games,
nasty work.
That's a loss right there. That's a loss right
he's
there.
a lefty, but he's also probably the best pitcher in baseball this year. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, he's likely going to win American League Cy Young. Plus, we don't hit lefties. So, actually, he might throw a perfect game the way things are going.
So, you would need 2 or 3 in Detroit to get you to 71. I think that's what we were at, okay? You would need 2 or 3 in Queens to get you to 73. You have got to sweep the White Sox. It's hard to sweep any team, but you have got to sweep the White Sox.
We fucking split with them in July or June.
Jake, you're making my point for me. I'm saying how hard this is. Hold your horses here. You need to sweep it there to get to what, 76?
Yes.
I mean, Baltimore comes into town for 3 there. That's the 78 if you wanted to take 2 or 3 there. The most you could hope for in 4 against New York is a split to get you to 81. Then you're on the road.
See, I might be the most confident in that
God.
series. They don't move. The Red Sox handle the Yankees.
Going to the Bronx?
The September Red Sox? No, not now with the way that this team has been built.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? Tampa, you're lucky if you get away with 2. So you're at 82 wins?
Yeah,
is that at the Trop or in Boston?
No, it's at the Trop.
Oh,
they do come here.
They're getting swept on that one.
Tampa's here for the very last weekend.
So say you're even at 82 there, best case scenario. And then this is after winning all these series or splitting in New York, okay? You're still only at 82. Then you have Minnesota for 3 at home. If you take 2 or 3 there, that gets you to 84. 3 in Toronto to 86 if you won 2 or 3 there. And then 2 or 3 against Tampa at the end of the year gets you only to 88.
It's over, guys.
That's what. So
that was a long-winded point.
That was really optimistic too.
This is how hard it is.
That's a lot of wins at home. That might get them back to 500 at home.
Yeah, can we talk about the home record? What the fuck is up with that?
It fucking stink, man. It was like Boston Sports Info. This may have been. This was before the 2 games against Toronto on Monday. I think it was after the Sunday Diamondbacks game, but they were 214 and 214 at Fenway, dating back to September 2018. That's fucking awful. We used to be a lock for 45 wins at Fenway every year.
We used to be strong.
What happened? What the hell happened to us?
We used to be strong, and we are not strong.
My math after Tuesday is that there are 30 games left. I may have miscounted, but I believe it's 30 games left. If you win tonight, Tuesday, you'll know when you listen to this on Wednesday. That's at 68 wins. So you have to go 21-9 to end the year.
Wait, sorry, what was that? 28 and 9.
To get to 89 wins, if there are 30 games left and you win tonight, Tuesday, that gets you to 68.
Yeah,
you would need to go 21-9.
Yeah.
Now, instead of going through each individual series, I could have just said that, I suppose.
I'm all set. I'm all set. Somehow that became my catchphrase on Twitter, by the way. I don't know when that happened.
I'm all set.
I borrowed it much in the Arsenal game. I hope you appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll get people when a Red Sox pitcher has a shit game, I'll get people just tweeting at me say the line. I don't know when that happened. I'm all set. I'm all set with a lot of guys on the team right now. I think I'm what's the Baldwin? I am so ready.
For this summer.
For the summer to end. For the summer to be over. That is how I feel. You know what? Tonight the game. Sorry, Fitz. I'm pissed off. I'm getting pissed off. I'm getting worked up.
Go ahead.
7:00 came around tonight. 7:10, whatever. And I looked at the TV and I was like, no, I'm not in the mood tonight.
That's real.
Yeah, which is it. Usually, that's rare for me. I'll usually throw it on, but I was just I'm not in the mood to get pissed off at this fucking team that it's likely over for regardless. I shouldn't be pissing me off.
The only saving grace you have is that you could be within striking distance going into that weekend series with Minnesota. You could. It's not likely. It's an outside shot given these circumstances. Again, 21-9 is fucking hard for any team at any point in the season.
You're
but
still
you have an
holding on. Let go.
Yeah. man.
Yeah.
That's
Fitz, I've got my arm on your shoulder right now, like big man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, 21-9. That's a 700 winning percentage.
I do not see it. It's not in the cards, guys. It's not. We're 14-21 in the second half before Tuesday's game ends. They've given up 228 runs.
Yeah, not great.
That's a lot of fucking runs.
Not great.
The White Sox, guys, the White Sox have 4 wins in the second half. They've given up only 200 runs. 28 fewer runs.
Only 200.
They have 4 wins in the second half.
I just don't know. Like, the offense obviously is pretty strong most of the time anyway, but I mean, there's not a single pitcher on the roster right now, and I don't think that's being hyperbolic, where I feel like really good with them on the mound.
No, I feel like Tanner's running low.
Chris Martin,
on
I guess.
gas.
Chris Martin is like the best we've
But even
got.
then, he came in.
But then even
he came in Monday night and wasn't great. No, he's
the
been
whole
good
team-
outside of that, but
I think the whole team forgot where they were in that 9th inning Monday night because you had the play at first where Martin, it just pops out of his glove. You have David Hamilton getting the force out at second, but like his legs stopped working. So
that was a real throwback Dave moment.
That you had Tyler O'Neill at the start of the inning, lets one like take a weird hop on him, and Vladdy gets to second. And then to cap it all off, then Ref Snyder's like legs give out on him in left field as he's coming up with the ball. So I don't know. It's just like Monday night felt like they're just cooked by the end of that.
That was the Bear Claw game.
Of this year. It just felt like they were toast, man. Like everybody was kind of checked out.
That was the
like.
I called it the first nail in the coffin. Like in hindsight, that's what it's like. Okay, this is the point of delineation here, where it really, it could, where Fit could really start hitting the shan here. I will say, you mentioned Andrew Bailey being the manager halfway through 2025, Jake. I still trust his general acumen and the way of the future for the organization going forward. It does seem, as Brian Joyner pointed out on OTM a few days ago, and as I mentioned in the brushback, adjustments have to be made in terms of the pitching. Because I think if I had $1 for every cement mixer that the Red Sox pitching staff has thrown since the All-Star break, I'd be able to pay off student loans. I might be able to put a down payment on a house. I feel like all the time they're just giving up cookies on some of these breaking balls. And I don't know if it's a matter of, okay, the arms are getting fatigued. A guy like Houck has been throwing more innings than ever, and these pitches with these extra torque on it, maybe that's more taxing. Maybe other teams are just doing a better job of adjusting, and the Red Sox need to recalibrate themselves. Maybe it's plain old, just bad luck or just good pieces of hitting, even if you're locating well enough, which they're really not. Tanner Houck the other day said he hasn't been locating as well. I think he said that after his last start, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the philosophy of throwing a slider in a certain count in a certain situation makes sense. They're just not hitting their spots. I don't know what it is, but I'm not happy watching it. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think. No, go ahead, Jake.
No, you know what? You go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, I was just going to say, I know obviously the pitching staff overall has seemingly fallen off a cliff in the second half. But there are like 7 or 8 games so far in the second half where it's like, if one little thing went the other way,
they win.
We're in a completely different situation. And a lot of that comes down to the bullpen. Like there was the 2 games in LA to start the second half. Another one against Colorado, another one against Texas. New York. The game against Texas, Houston. The first game in Houston, like all of a sudden that's 6 games right there where suddenly
you're 2 games back if you win.
We're 21-14 as opposed to 14-21. So I don't know. I mean, it's just overall, I think the team as it's constructed, it's like those little things. We're just not there yet. Like good teams clean that shit up. Like maybe it happens once or twice, but after that, they kind of lock in, for lack of a better word.
Right. over the course of 162, you're going to have those
Right.
days every now and again. But
it's unavoidable.
Yeah, it's cliche to say it, but you are right that is the difference maker between, solid teams and good teams, or the jump between good teams and great teams, the teams that are really contending. It's the little shit like that. Again, these are, I think there are definitely, no matter how this season ends, there are going to be positives to take away from it. But at some point, the fine margins here need to be cleaned up a bit.
It's funny because this was yesterday, or I guess yesterday when we're recording this, so Monday. I went back and there was a piece that stuck with me from spring training, and it was Jen McCaffrey interviewing like Cora and talking about like the clubhouse culture change and how all offseason his message was like, from start to finish, guys, we're going to compete. Like 162. You come in first day of spring training, we're going to compete. There's going to be little games for the pitchers and little games for the infielders, and everybody's going to come in and compete, and we're going to be ready to compete day in and day out. And I don't know, like Monday night, the way it ended just kind of took the wind out of my sails.
Deflating day. It was deflating.
I'm just kind of like, did that culture change really ever happen? I think September will tell us if it has. Right now, it does not, obviously, because things are trending in the same direction they have for the last 2 years. It seems like maybe that culture change didn't stick.
I will say this.
I don't know. The jury's out.
I got a point on the culture thing.
Obviously, if they win like 7 games in September, I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
But hey, I don't know. If they at least go 500 in September, I can be like, okay, like that's improvement, I guess.
What were you going to mention there, Jake?
What's the win? So how many wins do they need to finish with this year for you guys to be like, I'll take it? Like that's
just get me to 80. Just get me to 80,
improving.
I think.
No, I think
I
I
think
need
get me to
better.
I think it's got to be over 500.
Yeah, Fitz, I agree.
And God, how fucking pathetic does it sound to be a Red Sox fan to be like, if they just get over 500, it's, you know what I mean? But
Look what
at this juncture, no, yeah, you got it. The way you started, the way, it seemed all warm and fuzzy to start here to not finish over 500.
They were
even
11
in a tough
games
division.
over at the fucking All-Star break,
man.
Yeah, you got to finish at least with 83 wins.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then, then you're like, okay, fine, whatever. Lick your wounds and
listen,
go for it.
they not to like the other. I mean, this last 2-week stretch has been fucking catastrophic. So throw that out. But I mean, they have excuses for this year if they want to make them. Like they were completely injury riddled.
They had excuses last year too. They were the hospital team in 23. They had a bunch of injuries last year. You know what I mean? Like I get.
Well,
what you
that
mean,
roster
Jake. I'm not
was
trying to lash out at you.
sure. That roster was for sure worse than this year.
Not as good. Fair enough. Yeah, and I'm not trying to lash out at you. This isn't a thing with you, but like, they shouldn't want to make fucking excuses here.
Not personal.
No, I know. I just
you,
mean like you watch Casas for these last week and a half that he's been back, and it's like he missed 3 months. I mean, that's your second best hitter, sometimes your best hitter, and he was gone for half the season. He missed half the season.
And they were still, like you just mentioned, they were still 11 games over 500 without him. And now that he's back, and he's been good, he's been great. Love Casas, of course. He's been, he's back. He's making the lineup deeper. Like you had mentioned a few minutes ago, the lineup is good all in all. Despite all of this, despite these frustrating games, the offense has, for the most part, they've been sticking around doing their thing. Yoshida had another good start to the game here today. Duran, another homer. You know what I mean? But even without Casas, they were still able to compete. But now this is another instance of like, the team was injury prone.
Pitching depth, I think, is the one where it's like that's a very real excuse that they can make, and I'll hear them out on it. Like three starting pitchers going down with season-ending injuries is a hard thing for a team that more than half your rotation is young guys going over their innings limit anyway, or their previous high. I mean, anyway. I mean, I feel for the guy, but the Paxton injury is like the funniest fucking thing. He had one start.
Funny in a cosmic sense, like not funny that he got hurt, but funny in a cosmic sense.
We angered God by trying to bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, now we're out here signing geriatric Rich Hill, and it's over.
Well, not for nothing. Like this,
we had a good run.
If this is the excuse that the team wants to take, if the organization can hang in their hat and be like, well, maybe we would have made the postseason if we had invested in the pitching depth, they better fucking turn around and improve on that. Because not for nothing, and again, I like some of the moves or some of the thought process of what Craig Breslow has done to date so far, but not for nothing, when you're replacing, hypothetically speaking, Nick Pivetta in the rotation with a guy who just missed this entire year with an elbow issue, you don't want to take a step forward and then take a step back on this. This is something that needs to be addressed in the winter, because I don't want to have the same conversation in August in 25 when we actually do have baseball in 2025 to talk about and say, well, if these 3 guys didn't get hurt, maybe they get into the wild card.
I can see a path to 88.
God, it's fucking Groundhog Day.
Okay,
I don't want it to be Groundhog Day anymore.
I mean, I think that's what's most offensive about the last 3 years is like we really truly have just been shooting for the second or third wild card, and I think I think that's most of the league in general. Since this is a whole offseason episode where we can fix the playoffs, but I just there's so much mediocrity, and I mean obviously the trade deadline being where it is, there's a whole. I'm opening up a can of worms, but I'm just saying the third wild
We've
card.
Been over this.
We gotta aim higher. Sam Kennedy, we gotta aim higher. I can't do it again for another winter. Show me something.
Speaking of the winter, Fitz, you want to throw it to break?
Yeah, we can throw it to break.
Oh,
nice tease.
Jake's getting on the sticks.
Yeah,
love it. We'll be back after this. Everything is all good. I have no idea what you're going to bring up. This is exciting. We have returned to Pod on Lansdowne. Jake, Fitz, and Liam. Final segment of the show that goes on until we don't feel like it anymore. Until we don't feel like it anymore. Jake, you had a tease going into break.
No, so you guys were talking about the winter and pitching and etc. What is so for me, this upcoming offseason, I think for the most part, they can pretty much ignore the offense. Like, if something... No, well, I believe
yes.
They need to trade Yoshida and sort something out there. But other than that, and then maybe bring in a right-handed hitting DH. But that's
I think
that's
the right-handed
really
bat thing was the one thing I would be looking for.
That's it. I'd be
even okay if that person platoons with Yoshida in 25. You know what I mean?
I'm not. They can't.
If the way Yoshida
is too many
hitting,
I mean, here's the thing: the only right-handed bat they're going to bring in, at least via free agency, is going to be here for 1 or 2 years, and we're probably going to do the Teoscar Hernandez dance again this winter. Let's be honest.
I'll dance,
which is fine. Like
I'll dance
fine
with
with
that's
I'm
a perfect fit.
That's a home
I'm
run
fine with that for
champion
2 years. I honestly
that's
think like
a perfect fit.
I still don't see how you get. I still don't know where Massa ends up. Like I mean, obviously I haven't taken
Eat the money. He can't be on this roster next year. There's too many fucking players. We've been over this.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense.
If someone is smarter than me and can explain if this is or is not sustainable, I want to hear it. But the fact that he's lifting the ball more and he's able to still command the zone, that makes him into a viable hitter. His career OPS is around 800. Now, I know you don't want that from a DH, but that's coming after a year in 2023 where his launch angle, Jake, do you want to guess what his launch angle was last year? It's at around 10, 11 degrees this year, which is just below league average. Guess what it was last year?
I don't know.
Like 3 degrees. He was hitting it directly into the ground. If any adjustment that he's made is sustainable in terms of lifting the ball, driving the ball, getting a little bit more loft under it like we've seen the last couple of weeks from him, you might have a little hitter on your hand. And I understand they don't want to play him in the outfield. That's a viable concern.
I think I just don't. I'm over it. Like, there's 3 years left on this deal. Once this season ends, it's like you've got minimum, there's like 6 better hitters on the team.
Not when he's cooking like this.
I don't know. Jake, his last 50 games, he's hitting 332, 400, 515.
Well, okay. I mean, he's not.
And he's got another 2 RBIs tonight. Like I don't know. I know he's not the prototype. He's not your.
If he was a righty, I think this would be a different conversation.
Sure.
No, yeah,
but he's not.
We'd
be more than happy.
But he's not, and the lineup is so skewed lefty, and they can't hit lefties, and also he can't. They won't put him in the field, which I don't. That's a little bit his fault, and a little bit they're scared. I don't really know. I thought he was all right
we
last year.
mentioned the Massa fielding thing.
It doesn't work. The whole thing
times.
doesn't work. God bless him. It's fun when he's hot.
You don't think platooning him with some sort of right bat, even if it wasn't Teoscar, but someone more on the cheap. I understand. I don't want them to go cheap. They can splurge on the pitching or elsewhere on the roster. But say if you could platoon him with a reliable righty who could hit lefties on a consistent basis, you don't think that you could make that work?
I think wasting a roster spot on an 80-game DH.
Okay, is that for 18
that's
and a half
enough of a point.
Yeah, that's.
No, I do need him in the lineup every day.
Okay, that's fair.
I know. I'm all set.
I don't know how you make it happen.
So yeah, that's the only offense thing I think they need to sort out. But I think I would.
I mean, unless you're really going to go out and sell high on Duran.
Oh yeah, can we talk about that?
To me, that makes way more sense than moving someone like Abreu.
Oh, see, I disagree.
Do not move Abreu. No,
I wouldn't move any of them. I tweeted this last week.
I mean, I don't want to, but it's
I think
if
the
you
outfield...
can't move Moss's contract, I don't know. And you want to get more right-handed heavy, or at least balance it out.
No.
I don't know who you're moving, because you're not moving the corner infielders. That's for damn sure.
If there's a lefty on the mound next year, I've thought about this a lot. If there is a lefty on the mound next year, you can play. The righties. You'll have your right-handed hitting DH, that whoever that may be, Teoscar, let's say. You'll have Trevor Story. You'll have Connor Wong. You'll have Rafaela, and you'll have Christian Campbell probably at some point. That's fine. Like, that's fine for righties in your lineup against left-handed pitchers. I've thought about this many a time. I think that's fine.
About it many times? No one's thought about it more
I don't think they need to alter the... Fucking throw Romy Gonzalez in there if you want somewhere. I don't know. Like, I really do think that works.
Yeah, I think you need the investment in
what do you say,
DH
gentlemen?
there from the right-handed side, but you did account for that. So,
and I probably just wouldn't play. I probably just wouldn't play Rafaela every day next year. The bat is like his OBP is under 300. I don't know if that's an everyday kind of thing.
Which is funny because he's hitting around like 250, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if he starts taking walks, we can have this.
An update.
Yeah,
recently.
I mean, it's ugly. He's got an ugly. The analytics are not kind to him at the dish. If he
we also kind of knew that going in, like if he could at least be
semi-predictive. So I think making him like a super utility player is something that could very well be the move next year. I mean, listen, Anthony likely. I mean, he could mash in spring training, and they say fuck it, let him start. But he's probably not going to be ready till, let's say, I don't know, June at the earliest.
I think for Teal and Anthony, I think Memorial Day is.
Yeah, so
the target. I know I said it in jest, but I do actually think like Christian Campbell could make the team out of spring training. The way he's moving,
he has not shown
and the fact
any.
And the fact that he went to college, it's not like he's young, like he's 22.
I went to college.
And the fact that he's moving that quickly, if he lights it up in spring training, and they don't go out and sign a right-handed outfielder, fuck it. Might as well run with him if he keeps it up. So
I just.
It's not the worst problem to have to figure out this outfield situation.
No, they have.
Isn't.
I mean, it is. Yeah, it is a good problem. They just really, really, really. I think
really don't want Smormu.
I think ultimately the lineup is going to be super fluid next year. Similar.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired.
No, really,
of
I like. That. I think.
No, I want to know who's for the most part going to be 1 through 6 at least. Like obviously we have
No, see, I think
Devers, Casas.
I think I think with 4 of the guys, so say the big 4 all end up on the team by, I don't know, 4th of July next year.
I do. Yeah, I mean, at that point, yes. Like,
Yeah.
we can lock them in every day.
So they're, I mean, those guys are all going to be. Get ready for this breaking news. They're all going to be rookies next year, if you could believe that.
What?
I think putting them in and out and swapping guys in and moving guys around, like I think that's useful with a young roster. I think that can be, like you're gonna have like 5 outfielders and you're gonna have like 6 infielders, and some are gonna play more than others. And I would say like Devers, Casas, and Duran would play every single day, and then it would just kind of be. Yeah. They're having fun. All the other spots. Yeah, and I think that's fine. Like that can work. Like Cora, for all my issues with him, is really good at pinch hitting and plugging guys in like mid game substitutions. That's probably his strongest.
He's gonna need a cigarette after every single game next year.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I mean he is a pinch hitting mastermind.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
What's that Zodiac meme of Jake Gyllenhaal be like, "Ooh, I love my little puzzles."
It's Chloe Sevigny.
I love my
it's
little
like
pinch hitters.
It's like Jake Gyllenhaal, please have sex with me. I'm Chloe Sevigny, your wife, the hottest a woman has ever looked in the 1970s. It's like, ooh, I just love my little puzzles. I love my little.
I just love my little substitutions at the day.
Yeah, I don't think they should trade away any of the big 4 or anybody that started on the team this offseason. I think that's something next trade deadline you could think about, like if it's way too overstuffed. I guess my thing is none of these guys likely are going to start on the team next year, and then it's like, well, what if Williard tears his fucking ACL in spring training and you already traded Duran or something? You know, I just don't like. I don't think that's a risk.
That's true.
I'm willing to take with these guys yet. Because then what? Then you fucking... yeah, I mean, then you're screwed. Like, if that exact scenario happened. But another thing, can I just say...
Sure.
All the free agents for the Red Sox at the end of this year, I'm not going to miss them, fellas. I'm not going to miss them a lick. It's a very freeing feeling knowing that I could give half a fuck about any... Tyler O'Neill, I'm Chris all Martin? Set. I hate that fucking guy. Dude, if you're gonna throw your body around like that, be a little better at defense, huh? Like
that's a Gold Glove winner you're talking about.
Yeah, well,
2 times I believe.
I am so whelmed by his defense this year.
Yeah, he's a total. The stats love him, but that boy Nice Watcher is not enjoying.
No, he has the fakest 877 OPS I have ever seen him. How the fuck is that possible?
Well, half of that came in the first 3 weeks.
But he's been playing.
Has to be skewed by the road trip to start the year, and then the road trip to start the second half. That's literally it.
I saw that yesterday, and I gasped. I was like, he hits home runs. But he doesn't do a lot else. Like I couldn't believe that he had almost a 900 OPS. It was staggering to me. Yeah, Pivetta stinks. I won't miss him at all. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I've tried to do it for so long. I think the last outing.
I'm all set. Listen, if you're gonna have a 4.5 ERA, I'd much rather have a guy that gives up, 3 runs in 6 innings every start than a guy that either pitches a shutout or gives up 9. Like, give me the consistency with him or lack thereof.
The fact that he's tied the franchise consecutive strikeout records in start twice this year is fucking insane. I can never figure him out.
He's so frustrating.
He doesn't even know what.
If he goes somewhere and figures it out, God bless him. I don't know.
But at that point too, like this is what, age 30, age 31. Okay, like
yeah,
cool.
I mean,
go get a Seth Lugo deal.
Maya con Dios at that point.
Yeah,
like we tried.
I'm excited for next year. I really am. I really do think. I think
just
if you
talked
can
about
sign,
it for 20 minutes.
We sure did. I think if you
we were there.
Convince Moneybags Henry over there to pay one starting pitcher, one real decent starting pitcher. I think your roster's pretty solid. I do.
Well, here's the I would like more
I
investment.
do
than
fucking
just
worry
the
about the
one
bullpen next
starter.
year, especially
Oh yeah.
based on what
well,
we've
that's
seen
a
in the
whole
second
other
half.
thing.
Like, do you just bring Kenley back? I mean, I would.
No, he wouldn't. He's not coming back. He's going to LA.
Depends on the money, but you know what I mean. Like, people are gonna see the saves and they go, "Ooh, Kenley," and he is pitching well. To be fair, like
Craig Kimbrell, welcome back.
Enough to see, yeah, right. Just I don't know what my confidence is that Henry's going to open up to invest in the rotation, a rotation that's going to need the innings as we've seen this year. As a guy like Crawford and Howe continue to build up their career high in innings in 24. So I would like more than just one star addition. They need to really solidify this pitching staff going into 25 and beyond.
It is really. I think this. Wow, I'm just realizing it. This is the first time you told me. I think this winter, it's. I feel like it's going to be very reminiscent of. It might be a year too soon, but very similar to the offseason between 15 and 16, where like you can see the core is coming.
Did we even have what'd they do that? Oh, Price.
They signed Price and Kimbrell. They traded for They traded for Kimbrell. Traded for Carson Smith. We don't have to talk about that one. But like they actually went out and put their nuts on the table. So
do we have that in us anymore?
When we were strong.
No.
When we were strong.
But I also
I don't
feel
even
like
know.
It feels like 1 year too early though, because the big three aren't here yet. Like in 15, Mookie had his first full season. Like JBJ actually got hot in the second half, and we're like, all right, he's a real major leaguer. It was already Xander's second full season. Like we're not there yet.
Liam,
but I'm starting to see the similarities.
I agree to a point, but on the other hand, we have Devers is in his prime.
Casas is established now.
Duran
so you might as well fucking do
27, 28 years old. Like
that's true.
Willier's around. Like there's pieces already established major leaguers.
Good point there, Jake.
Thanks, Fitz. I appreciate that, man.
And then we supplement them with the big three.
Yes,
it's time.
Supplement.
Again, it's the big four.
Costs money.
Liam, can you correct yourself?
It costs money.
No, it's the Sinister Six.
I'm
including Blyce and Montgomery.
Blyce and Montgomery. I like that, Liam.
The Sinister Six. It's gas.
And then we don't have any pitching prospects because they don't exist. And we're just going to go out and sign one or two. So.
Fitz, you watch Prometheus or Covenant yet?
Fucking God. No, I haven't.
Well,
and that has been my peek behind the curtain. That has been my reality for the last 2 weeks. Half the texts in our group chat are just Dave, my friend David. And it's not David Hamilton.
Fitz is a total Fifield. Am I right or am I right?
Was he the one that turned into the zombie, or was he the one that got his face caved in?
Yes. Tell me when I can check back.
No, because he gets his face caved in, and then turns into the zombie later, right?
Oh, it's the same guy. Well, what happens to the other guy in the cave? There was 2 guys in the cave. One gets his face. Oh no, you're right.
But then, like the worm goes in the other guy's. I don't remember what happens to him after that.
Yeah, I don't either. Fifield is the guy from Mission
turns into the
Impossible,
zombie.
right? Yeah, he is. Yeah. Sean Fifield was his name, if you were wondering, Liam.
Oh, it's good to know.
So who did he? Milburn. That's the other one. What happens to Milburn? Milburn, how does he die? His body was later. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it just goes down his throat. Milburn, that kills him.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Hate to see that.
Fitz, you ever seen any of the Aliens, my friend?
I have not. No.
Oh my gosh.
Fitz, it's okay. I only watched the first Alien for the first time like last week. I'd only ever seen
Alien
Prometheus.
and Aliens like last year, and then I watched Prometheus and Covenant last week or 2 weeks ago.
I still got to watch Aliens.
Now you're David pilled.
I regret not seeing those movies in theaters because maybe I could have been the difference that let them make David 3.
I'm telling you, I think it might happen.
Really?
I'm coping with with all the Romulus hype.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they let my girl Kaylee Spaney meet David, link them together. Could be something there.
Complete the trilogy.
This
Yeah.
entire 2 weeks of text have just been glup shitto after glup shitto. Like, see,
But
like,
it's not Glup Shitto. It's not
No,
Glup
'cause
Shitto.
there's only-
Prometheus is the least
from the
Glup
outside.
Shitto.
It's glup shitto. It absolutely
Prometheus is like the least Glup Shitto prequel ever.
Ooh, David
It's
and the
like,
Xenomorpheus fuckers.
No, there's no xenomorphs in Prometheus. You
Just
ass.
the deacon. Just the deacon.
Just
and
the
the trilobite.
deacon and the engineers.
and glup shitto.
Fitz kind of looks like an engineer a little bit. Don't you think?
I don't know what that means.
It means
I
you're
don't know
fucking
what
No,
that
jacked.
means.
there
You're
was
9
such
feet
a good
tall and
tweet.
jacked.
Oh,
I don't remember if I sent this to you guys in the group chat or not, but it was the one where someone tweeted a picture of the engineer behind the scenes, and they were like,
Yeah, and he has, like, the
I
Oakleys
don't even
on."
know how to fix an engine."
It sucks that we like, and believe me, to our listeners, Liam and I have been trying to make like Red Sox adjacent alien memes,
I'm trying.
but it's a tough nut to crack. I gotta say.
It's a really niche audience. There's not much.
this is like when you guys were talking about the Rizzler in Big Justice for the first time on the show, and I had no
The
idea. what you were
Rizzler's in
talking
my
about.
city right now. He's in New York right now. I
Is
saw
that right? Is
videos
that
of
my
him
city?
walking around Brooklyn earlier today.
Watch out.
I know.
You should
maybe
go
I'll just-
find him.
I'm unemployed.
Get
Maybe
him
I'll
on the
just go
pod.
fucking look for him tomorrow.
Get him on the pod.
Did you see the video of AJ and Big Justice recording? I sent it in the group chat.
Is that the one you
Someone-
sent?
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
watched
yeah,
it
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
I'm sure it's incredibly painful to watch.
Yeah, it's
It is.
cringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cringe.
AJ comes off as a bit of a
Double
hardo.
chunk chocolate cookie.
He was like, "No, I say double chunk chocolate cookies." Like, saying, like he's like correcting everyone. Poor Big Justice. Like, man, that's not gonna. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, just a big ick vibe watching that. So,
Yeah, it's tough to see how the sausage is made. That's for sure.
but I do like saying
I'm
double
still
chocolate
eating that.
chocolate.
I'm still eating that garbage, fellas. Believe me.
You're still eating that chicken bake.
Yeah.
Songs of the
I,
week? Do we have anything else?
Oh
Did you wanna
my
add anything?
gosh. Yeah, song of the week. Fuck it.
You guys go first in song of the week.
Actually, no. Should we predict? Should we predict how many wins each of us think they'll end up with at this point?
I'm hopeful it'll be 83.
Okay.
80.
Fitz is at 83. Jake, you're at 80.
84.
84.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you
holy
just fucking
shit.
Prices Right me there, going one
I
higher?
did. I absolutely did. What? How many do they end up with if they go 500 the rest of the year? Can anyone provide me with that number? Because that's my answer.
How many
I
do
think
they
they're
end
gonna-
up with if they end up at 500? 82.
If they go 500, Fitz, you dick ass.
Well, it's 30 games, so 15 and 15.
Yeah, so
I didn't know if it was exactly
It would be
30.
82.
If they, well, it's 31 right now, but if they win Tuesday,
If
which
they win tonight,
they're up 6-1.
so then
so-
that's what 68.
So that would be 7. That would be
68.
80. That'd be 82, right?
No, that'd be 83.
Well, hey, they're up
83?
6-1.
Okay, so they're gonna
Okay,
go
so I'll go
500. I
84.
say-
I'll do one better. I'll do one
Okay.
better. I'll do 84. Liam, what say you?
I'm going 78. I want the three-peat. Give me the 78 and 84.
What a fucking bummer that
Not
would be,
one,
wouldn't it?
not two, not three.
3.
What they gonna say now?
They gonna say no.
That would be special if they went 78 and 84 3 straight years.
Oh, how about my? Speaking of song of the week, how about my Wichita lineman pull last week?
That was
Yeah?
good. That
What
was
a
great.
song! What a song! I listened
Glenn
to that
Campbell
all day
action?
after I sent it. Yeah. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do in honor of? I believe yesterday was the 7-year anniversary of an album that was very important to me. Saturation 2 by Brockhampton.
Brockhampton?
I fucking loved that album. Sorry if that's cringe or whatever, but that summer was incredible.
Brockhampton
I'm gonna
had a
go with
moment there.
Summer. I'm gonna go with Summer by Brockhampton. I adore that song. Gets me emotional. That's my
Fitting as
Summer.
the summer's coming to an end here.
Summer. I cannot wait for the summer to end.
Thank you, Alec Baldwin there. So yeah, Brockhampton, yeah, a couple of they did have that moment, like late 2010s or so.
The Brockhampton?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Yep,
gives me
yes.
like 17, 18, 19 vibes. Big
Yeah,
time.
big time.
Well,
Liam,
that
what,
was
what about
17. It
you?
was 17 when they released it.
I'm going with You're Not the Only One I Know, The Sundays.
There you go,
Special.
Ooh,
Special song.
Special.
yeah.
gentlemen. It was only going to be.
All right, here it comes. Here it comes, Jake.
I have.
He was talking
Listen,
about
I
it
put
before you
up with
hopped on.
5-10 minutes of your Prometheus talk, and I've dealt with dozens and dozens of Prometheus texts. You're going to indulge me on this front, okay? This is something I did not think I was going to see in my lifetime, and many people agree with me. It's just a question of what Oasis song I'm going to pick for this.
Yeah.
And I've been
no, I
kicking
get
it back
Fitz. I
and
like
forth all
Oasis
day.
too. I'm not mad at this. I
Thank
like
you, Jake.
Oasis too.
Thank you. You know what? I did Don't Look Back in Anger for the brushback on OTM. And that is my favorite Oasis song. I know it's one of their more popular ones, but that is, I mean, that fucking chorus, man. How can you not?
Oof.
You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
know what my favorite Oasis.
So let's go. You know what? Do I go with a deep cut or do I go with an album opener? Someone decide
Go
for
with
me.
Champagne Supernova, dude.
I mean, that's a great, great
That's
song.
it's a great one.
Album opener
That's
or
mine.
deep
That's
cut?
mine.
We're gonna do a vote here. Jake, album opener or deep cut?
Album opener.
Well, you actually like Oasis, so I'll go with the album opener. First song, first album, Rock and Roll Star by Oasis. That's the song of the,
All
song
right.
of the week. Ah, the rock and
I don't
roll
get the
star.
Oasis hate. Is it just like British hate? Because then I guess I do get it.
That's fair enough, at least there. No, but people just like, oh, they're just a complete rip-off of the Beatles. They're
That's stupid.
obnoxious.
No, I don't know.
It's
I never
popular
thought that.
music in the fucking 20th century. Everybody's a
Well,
rip-off of
Liam,
the Beatles.
there are some like a lot
I'm more
of their
so
stuff
just-
does sound like the Beatles could have done it. You know what I mean? Like, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm a big Oasis guy. I'm very excited for them to go on tour next summer. Someone leaked a list of all of the dates, both in the UK and Ireland, but as well as in the US. People weren't sure. This was before the announcement that
There's
came on
US
Tuesday morning.
dates?
They haven't announced it yet, but the leak did nail all of the dates that they had in England and in Ireland and in Scotland, right? If that is true, if that holds for the US, which they already said they're planning on going to other continents, if it is true, the source on Twitter, John Anderson, friend of the program, retweeted it. You can yell at him if this is wrong. Tuesday, September 2nd at Gillette, 2025.
They come to New York.
Wow.
Yeah, they do come to MetLife. I think it's like a Friday and or a Saturday.
Maybe I'll just travel to Boston. I don't. I don't want to go to MetLife.
It's in and out of there so easy when I went for Coldplay. It was a
MetLife
breeze compared
was?
to Gillette. Yeah, compared to Gillette. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Did you take the path, or did you drive?
We drove.
Oh, okay.
We drove. But no, Oasis being back, man. This is exciting. Again, this is something literally. Same friend, John Anderson. This is not a joke. This is not an exaggeration. He revealed that since I believe 2012, he has literally had his own separate checking account to put money away for this exact moment. That is not a joke.
What year did they break up?
It was what,
09?
09?
09. Crazy fact I heard from, I believe it was Radio X over in UK. One of their hosts mentioned it. The time between when Definitely Maybe came out, their first album that has Rock and Roll Star on it, from the day that came out to the day that they broke up, is the same amount of time. Exactly, like day, week, month, or I guess, or like year, month, week. The same amount of time as it was from when they broke up to when they made their announcement on Tuesday that they're going to be back doing another tour, which is
That's fun.
that's crazy.
Do you think they've actually made up personally?
That's a really good question, Jake. I think they have because
Are you
going to
buy insurance? Are you gonna protect your tickets?
That
when
is
you buy them?
100% the thing I'm
I
doing
would
for that.
100% would.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Right. I was just about to say I'm not going to believe it until they're actually out on the stage, but there is a minute chance that like they 2 songs in decide to walk off, and by
that's
that
like,
it's probably
that's
just gonna be
mostly
Liam.
a waste of money. But you should definitely do it for Oasis.
That and Lauryn Hill. You should. Buy
yeah,
concert
that's the other
insurance. But I think they actually have because Liam has I think a couple of times now is like he's on tour doing his own thing with his solo act and his backing band has gone out of his way at festivals to shout out Noel and be like, this is like one of the best songwriters in the modern era, like just lauding him with praise. So maybe they've let bygones be bygones. That'd be great. And and man, it's fucking exciting again because I did not anticipate them ever to come back. I would, or if they did, they would have been like fucking in their 70s. You know what I mean? Not at this point. They're still only in their 50s.
70s,
right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, one last ride for them. No, they're doing it now. It's gonna be exciting, and I will be at one of those shows. I have to be at one of those shows, man.
You will be there no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah, that's how I feel about next season.
Liam, what was the opinion about Oasis that you were going to mention before we started recording? Was it that you're indifferent on them or that you don't?
Just like indifferent. I've never done like a deep dive. Like,
sorry.
Dude, if you like the Beatles, you would like Oasis.
Hey, time out. Important.
Yo.
Fitz, edit. Maybe throw this at the front of the podcast so people actually hear this because we're at the end here and this is where people check out. If any of our beautiful listeners are going to the Red Sox game on Thursday and want to get your best friend Jake Wallinger a Dave Roberts bobblehead,
I'm not cutting this to the front of the episode. I'm not.
Please reach out via DM on x.com or Instagram. I'll answer there too. Jake Wallinger, same thing.
Or Jake Jones.
I would appreciate it greatly, and that'd be nice. I'd want one badly. I'll just have to buy one on eBay but yeah.
But yeah, even if you listen to Definitely Maybe and What's the Story, Morning Glory, Liam, like you'll appreciate them. Those are like their two big hitters. The third album, Be Here Now, is a little bloated.
I've never listened to that album.
It has its moments here and there, but it's they were just high on a bunch of coke and just a bunch of distorted guitars layered on top of each other, and it's way too long. All Around the World is like 9 minutes long, and it's probably 6 minutes too long on that. The two main ones you have to are Definitely Maybe and What's the Story, Morning Glory. Those are their first two albums when they were huge. Like Wonderwall is What's the Story, Don't Look Back in Anger, What's the Story, Champagne Supernova is the final song in that album. Rock and Roll Star, Supersonic is on the first one. Columbia, great song, very underrated song for Oasis, but I don't know. I'm just excited. I love my boys. I love my boys. I love my Gallaghers, even though they're huge Man City fans.
Yeah, that is true.
They're like, but they're not like they are like they were at like Main Park. You know what I mean? Like they were there when they were getting like relegated and shit. Especially Noel. I think
before the oil money came in.
Yeah. But yeah, Oasis. It's exciting.
But Fitz, what if instead of Oasis, their name was David, and they were from Prometheus?
What if David?
What if David and Walter? What if David and Walter started a band with the
David
flute
and Walter Gallagher
on the flute? Yeah, on the.
I'll
flute.
do the fingering.
Emojis of the week. It's the alien emoji and then a guitar.
Yeah. Yes.
That's perfect. Yeah, I'll do the fingering.
You know what I was thinking we should do in the off season? Like, no joke, a good way to we should do like the POL movie club. You know?
Ooh.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, like not a book club because I don't read. These are all for show back here. But that's also asking a lot. But a movie, that's 2 hours. And then we could have fun with it.
Maybe not every week.
No, I'm not.
But that's a good off-season activity.
Yeah.
Comparing
PLL,
notes.
Especially if things actually suck and they're not doing anything again.
Yeah, Cinema on Lansdowne.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, if we get to like, say it's a Friday and there's like no news at all and we don't see any news coming on the horizon, it's like, okay, the movie of the week that we're doing. I mean, I guess we would have to announce it the week before we did it.
We're going to do Prometheus 12 times.
That'll get us through the new year at the very least.
Yeah, and Covenant
should get us to pitchers and catchers.
Covenant 6 times.
One very important movie that we have to throw in between all the Prometheuses too. Christmas with the Cranks around the holiday season.
Oh, that's enough.
A POL staple.
End the show.
I almost did the Christmas with the Cranks intro again with how bad this has been, but we decided to go with the 2025 bit.
The 25 bit was good.
I like it. Yeah, it was good. You got to keep people on their toes. So, man. One final note, though. I actually did have one more note before we wrap up. Congratulations, Liam!
Oh yeah, Uncle Liam.
Oh yeah, I'm an uncle. The kids are calling me Unc. Yeah, that's
Billy Russell.
Yeah, I guess I'll break the news to you guys now. I won't be here next week. because I will be going home for the weekend, and my flight back is Tuesday night. Sadly,
Okay.
Be a
So,
good
You won't-
family,
you
man,
won't-
good uncle.
You won't be here no matter what.
yeah, I won't be here no matter what. You guys are gonna miss me, and our beautiful listeners will miss me next week. But yeah, my older sister had her first child Saturday night. Healthy, 8-pound boy, William Russell McCarty. So yeah, going home this weekend for Labor Day. Gonna see the fam. Gonna see the baby. Come back.
That sounds
with,
like one extra subscriber to Pod on Lansdowne. Hell yeah.
That's right. We got one.
Teach them young. That's awesome.
Gonna bring him some
Congrats,
merch.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's exciting.
Little POL onesie.
Our first piece
Obey
of
your
merch.
mother. You whisper in his ear the first time you meet him. Obey your mother.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious, right?
It's fucking hilarious, right?
The baby bottle's full. It's fucking hilarious. But no, good news. Good news to end the pod this week after a bad week of Red Sox baseball. Got to end on a positive note there.
That's what we needed. The future's coming.
Are you
way of
Funkle?
the
You're
future.
Funkle, Liam.
Of course.
Yeah. You buy
Gotta
him
be.
anything cool?
Not yet.
You go hit the Jersey Street store, grab some baby
Yeah,
shit over
I'll
there.
get him a little Wally in the lawn chair. He'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The onesie that says Yankees yuck on it.
Do they have that?
They did back in the day when the Yankees suck
Oh.
shirts were hot.
That's pretty
Maybe-
The
funny.
adults
Maybe
had the
that's-
Yankees suck, the kids had Yankees stink, and then babies had Yankees yuck.
And then who had Calvin
Adorable.
fucking pissing on the logo?
I think that I think that was everyone. I think that was universal.
Everybody got that one, yeah.
I was on the back of every Hummer up and down the East Coast.
I hated those shirts. Sorry if that offends.
I was like,
I
why
was,
the fuck are you wearing that?
I was never a fan.
They make them for everything, though. You know what I
They
mean?
really do. Yeah.
Oh, Fitz, just for context, this is what an engineer looks like. Just before we go off. Here's a
Great
gif
for
of
the
an
podcast.
Here's a gif of an engineer. Well, look it up, guys. Prometheus engineer. I don't know what you want.
Did you see
Sending
the
it
clip of Ludacris, Jake, drinking
Yeah.
the glacial water?
Yeah, it's just like the opening of Prometheus.
I don't look like a fucking engineer. What are you talking
Yeah, I think you do a little bit.
about? I'm not bald.
Turn
I'm
your
pale,
head. Can I
but I'm
see
not
your, Can I
bald.
see your profile? Can I see your
But you're
profile?
ripped.
My
You're
my
ripped.
nose looks a little different. I have more of a beak.
You kind of have the nose, the nose
No,
of an
that's
engineer.
not my nose.
It's like kind of straight down.
That's more like flat. Like you could roll like a marble down that nose. This.
Let
you
me
have
see
too
it
much
again,
of a
Fitz.
bump.
Let me see it again.
You have
You're
too
turning
much of
too
a bump
much.
here.
You're turning too much. I miss.
Yeah, well, because I can't.
No,
see.
that's an engineer nose. That's an
I don't
engineer
think-
nose.
No,
I've
Based on the
seen some
pictures
I've
that
seen
you
some
got.
noses in my day.
There's no real bridge to the nose there. Like mine indents here a bit. That just goes straight down. Like I don't know who I could compare it to, but there's no real hunch there. There's no bump. It's straight down from the forehead. That engineer. So this is not the same nose we're talking about here, if you ask me. Based off of the
not
data
related.
that I'm seeing on my own research, I don't think so.
The engineers did not make Fitz.
Hey,
I
Liam,
was not engineered.
Yeah.
do you know how to make those memes that are like the quote, like it's someone saying this? Like,
What do you mean? Like just adding
Like
the quote
you-
bubble?
yeah. What do you use for that? Because
I
we
just-
should
I mean,
tweet.
I-
We should tweet this tweet like, and it's like the Red Sox roster saying this that I just sent you guys.
is this?
I can do that. I'll whip
Yeah.
that up when we hop off. That's a good
The
one.
last
I
day
feel
of the
like
blog-
that's a
That's good.
slam
That's
dunk.
easy.
That's
I mean
a banger.
that one's easy. I can just do the Sox logo with a speech bubble.
Oh yeah,
Well,
okay.
I did that when when they lost on Marathon Monday. The fuck every word account just so happened to it was either fuck hitting or fuck offense. And it was that day. So I put it in, and
I feel
it
like I
popped
do
off.
remember that. Yeah, that one's perfect.
So that picture is there. I could find it right now once we're done
Yeah,
recording.
if you find it, that's an easy rip. Good meeting, good social meeting of the minds there.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Nailed it. So, all right, is that all we got?
Yeah.
So yeah, hey guys, they are winning as we're wrapping this up, 6-2, as far
That's
as I
all
know.
we need.
Just give
That's
me
all we
one.
need.
Don't let them win tonight. Don't let them win tonight.
The road to 89 starts tonight.
Wow. Chills.
Chill.
That's
That's how real it is to the Rock. This is how real it is to Spot on Lansdowne. You know what's real? to Pod on Lansdowne, our appreciation that we have for you listening to this episode of Pod on Lansdowne, as always.
Yeah, the 2 to 3 listeners that have stuck around to this time code.
For the last 20 minutes.
They're our 2 to 3 best friends for the week.
Post Prometheus talk.
They love David. David's their
They
best
love
friend.
David. He's
our friend,
he's real
our
and
good
he's
friend
our friend.
David.
He's real and he's our friend.
For Jake, for Liam, for David, for Walter, for Liam, for Noel, I'm Fitz, you're you. We will talk to you next week. Go Sox, and obey your mother.
Obey your mother. Oh, mother is also actually a character in
Jesus,
Prometheus.
wrap-
Oh, mother.
wrap it
Yeah,
up.
Mother's the computer that they talk to.
Wrap it up.
Obey your mother.
Obey your mother.